The history of the Venus of Willendorf. Explore the enigma of the Venus of Willendorf, a prehistoric art icon that unveils the depths of femininity, fertility, and ancient art. From its discovery to its cultural impact, this brief account invites you to unravel the mysteries of a figure that continues to inspire and challenge our understanding of human history. Chapter 1: Discovery and Identity. In 1908, the tranquility of the small town of Willendorf in Austria was disrupted by the arrival of a team of archaeologists eager to explore the depths of its history. Led by Joseph Sombathy, these archaeology pioneers soon discovered an object that would forever change our understanding of prehistoric art: the Venus of Willendorf. Found during a routine excavation, this small yet significant statuette became the center of numerous discussions and subsequent studies. Its discovery not only highlighted the artistic skill of Paleolithic societies but also raised questions about the perception of femininity and fertility in ancient times. The first time Sombathy held the Venus in his hands, he was amazed by its complexity and detail, despite its apparent simplicity. The figure, carved with meticulous attention, evidenced a deep respect and admiration for the female form. The team's initial impressions reflected a shared astonishment, recognizing immediately its importance not only as an artistic piece but also as a historical document. The figure was quickly identified as an object of potential value for understanding prehistoric societies, their art, and their worldview. However, beyond its undeniable artistic and historical value, what captured Sombathy and his team's imagination was the mystery surrounding the figure. Who had created it? For what purpose? How had it reached them through the ages? These questions inaugurated a field of study that extends to our days, fueling research aimed at unraveling the identity and meaning behind the Venus of Willendorf. The initial importance assigned to the Venus transcended the archaeological realm, capturing the interest of the public and the global scientific community. This discovery became a symbol of the human connection with its past, a window into a distant era yet deeply rooted in the foundations of our civilization. The Venus of Willendorf, with its silent yet eloquent presence, invited reflection on art, society, and life in the Paleolithic, offering a visual narrative rich in symbolism and meaning. Chapter 2: Physical Features. The Venus of Willendorf, with its diminutive stature yet imposing presence, offers an extraordinary representation of the female figure. Measuring just about 11 centimeters in height, a scale that contrasts deeply with the magnitude of its influence on the study of prehistoric art. Its voluptuous shape, meticulously carved in oolitic limestone, highlights aspects of fertility and femininity that were revered at the time. The exaggerated curves of the figure, from its prominent breasts to its wide hips, underline the importance of women in prehistoric society, possibly as a symbol of fecundity and continuity of life. What is most striking about this figure is not only its representation of fertility but also the absence of a defined face. Where one would expect to find individual details, the Venus of Willendorf presents a head covered in what could be interpreted as braids or a type of woven hat, without discernible facial features. This omission suggests that the focus of the sculptor was more on the universal than on the individual, proposing a representation not of a particular woman, but of the essence of femininity. The detail in the carving of the Venus reflects remarkable knowledge and artistic technique. The textures of her body, along with the marked differences between the highlighted and shaded parts, demonstrate a mastery of the material and a profound understanding of the human form. Despite its antiquity, the statuette communicates a sense of vitality and presence that transcends time, connecting modern observers with the values and perceptions of a long-gone society. The choice to represent women in such a specific way speaks to the priorities and worldview of Upper Paleolithic cultures. The Venus of Willendorf, through its physical features, acts as a bridge between the past and present, offering clues about the role of women and the importance of fertility in ancient communities. This focus on the feminine, captured in stone, not only highlights the artistic skill of its creators but also invites reflection on the beliefs and fundamental values of humanity at the dawn of civilization. Chapter 3: Techniques and Materials. The creation of the Venus of Willendorf, a Paleolithic masterpiece, reveals an impressive degree of artistic skill and technical knowledge. The choice of oolitic limestone as material was not random. This stone, characterized by its fine texture and ability to retain delicate details, allowed the artist to precisely model the voluptuous forms and complex textures that define Venus. This type of stone, moreover, possesses a natural warmth that may have been considered ideal for representing the human figure and, in particular, the ideal of femininity and fertility that the statuette embodies. The technique used to sculpt the Venus suggests a meticulous and thoughtful process. Through a method of carving and polishing, the creator was able to bring this female form to life with astonishing attention to detail. The tools used likely included harder stones, possibly even flint fragments, which allowed for the precise wearing away of the limestone to mold the distinctive features of the figure. This carving technique, though laborious, was essential to achieving the level of detail and texture that make the Venus such an intriguing and expressive piece. The technical knowledge necessary to produce a figure of such complexity indicates that Paleolithic artists possessed an advanced understanding of their materials and tools. The ability to visualize the final form from a rough block of stone and then execute that vision with such simple tools is a testament to their extraordinary skill. This artistic process not only required manual dexterity but also considerable planning and foresight. The technique and materials used in the creation of the Venus of Willendorf also reflect a deep respect for the subject represented. By carefully choosing both the medium and the method of their art, the creators of the Venus conveyed not only an image of femininity, but also a reverence for what it represented. This careful and deliberate approach to the creation of art in the Paleolithic highlights the cultural and spiritual importance that these figures had in their societies. The ability to transform natural materials into expressions of fundamental human ideals is, perhaps, one of the most remarkable achievements of prehistoric artists, a legacy that continues to fascinate and inspire generations long after their creation. Chapter 4: Cultural Interpretations. The Venus of Willendorf has been subject to multiple interpretations over the years, reflecting the shift in our understanding of prehistoric societies and their artistic expressions. Since its discovery, it has fascinated historians, archaeologists, and the public, serving as a canvas upon which various theories about its meaning and purpose have been projected. Some see in it a symbol of fertility, a representation of the Great Mother, or a fertility deity revered by Paleolithic communities. This interpretation is supported by its prominent physical features, which exalt fecundity and the ability to give life, crucial aspects for the survival and prosperity of ancient societies. Other readings suggest that the Venus could have served as an object of worship, used in rituals or religious practices centered on femininity and reproduction. The lack of a defined face supports this theory, suggesting that the figure represented an archetype rather than a specific individual, emphasizing the universal over the individual. Moreover, the portability of the statuette indicates that it could have been a significant personal object, carried by individuals as an amulet or symbol of protection and blessing. A more contemporary perspective proposes that the Venus of Willendorf can be considered a celebration of the female form, without necessarily assigning it a strictly religious or ritualistic role. From this view, the statuette is a testament to the recognition and appreciation of the diversity of human bodies and the inherent beauty in the female figure, with its varied shapes and sizes. This interpretation moves away from the idea of Venus as a mere symbol of fertility and considers it a broader expression of identity and humanity. Regardless of the interpretation, it is clear that the Venus of Willendorf continues to be a rich source of speculation and study. Its enigma lies not only in its antiquity and the artistic skill with which it was created, but also in its ability to connect with the universal foundations of the human experience. The variety of cultural interpretations reflects not only the complexity of the figure itself, but also the diversity of perspectives through which we seek to understand our past. In its silence, the Venus speaks of the many voices with which we have attempted to make sense of human existence, from the veneration of nature and life, to the exploration of art as a means of expression and connection. Chapter 5. Historical and Social Context. The historical and social context in which the Venus of Willendorf was created is key to understanding its significance and purpose. Situated in the Upper Paleolithic, approximately between 28,000 and 25,000 years before the present, this era marks a period of significant cultural and technological development for human societies. During this time, Europe was inhabited by groups of hunter-gatherers who faced the challenges of a cold and changing climate at the peak of the last ice age. Survival in these adverse conditions required not only technological innovations, such as more efficient tools and advanced hunting techniques, but also strong social cohesion and belief systems that helped unite communities. Art played a crucial role, not only as a form of expression but also to convey knowledge, values, and beliefs. The Venus of Willendorf, along with other female figures from the same period, suggests that the representation of women had central importance in these societies. These statuettes may have served as symbols of fertility, ensuring the continuity and reproductive success, vital elements in an environment where the survival of the community was constantly at risk. Moreover, the social environment of the Upper Paleolithic favored the transmission of knowledge and skills across generations, allowing for the development and refinement of artistic and craft techniques. The creation of objects like the Venus of Willendorf testifies not only to advanced technical skill but also to intellectual and spiritual sophistication. These communities shared a worldview in which the natural and supernatural were intertwined, and in which art served as a bridge between humanity and the powers or forces they perceived to govern the universe. The role of women in these prehistoric societies, while not fully understood, was clearly multifaceted and of great importance. The Venus of Willendorf and similar figures could have represented aspects of female identity related to motherhood, fertility, and the earth. However, beyond their possible function as symbols of fertility, these statuettes can also be considered celebrations of the community and life itself, reflecting a deep connection with the cycle of birth, death, and regeneration that characterized the human experience in the Paleolithic. Chapter 6. Comparisons with other Paleolithic Venuses. The Venus of Willendorf is among the most celebrated of the Paleolithic female figures, but it is not alone in its category. Across Europe, from France to Russia, similar statuettes have been discovered, each with unique characteristics but sharing common themes that reflect the importance of the feminine in prehistoric societies. The comparison of the Venus of Willendorf with other figures, such as the Venus of Lespuig and the Venus of Hohl Fels, reveals both similarities and significant differences in their representation of the female figure. The Venus of Lespuig, discovered in France, is notable for its elaborate representation of the female body, with an emphasis on the hips and torso. Like the Venus of Willendorf, this figure highlights fertility through exaggerated forms, though with a distinctive style that suggests different carving techniques or possibly different aesthetic conventions within the community that created it. On the other hand, the Venus of Hohl Fels, found in Germany, is significant for being one of the oldest of these statuettes, dating back approximately 40,000 years. Its discovery extends the timeframe in which the onset of artistic representation of the human figure, especially the feminine, in prehistory is considered. The detailed study of these statuettes has led some researchers to propose that, rather than mere representations of femininity, these figures could have been part of a common symbolic language. This language, encoded in the form and proportions of the figures, could have conveyed important information about social identity, status, or spirituality within and among prehistoric communities. The variety of forms and styles, then, would not only reflect aesthetic or technical differences but also a rich diversity of cultural and symbolic expressions. The interaction between these different Venuses of the Paleolithic and their creators highlights the complexity of the earliest human artistic expressions. Through their study, we can begin to appreciate the sophistication and depth of symbolic thought in the Paleolithic, a period that, far from being primitive in its cultural expressions, displayed a rich tapestry of shared ideas and values. The ongoing exploration and comparison of these figures enriches our understanding of prehistoric art and deepens our appreciation for the human capacity for symbolic and artistic expression since the dawn of civilization. Chapter 7. Impact on Art and Archaeology. The discovery of the Venus of Willendorf marked a turning point in the way historians and archaeologists understand prehistoric art and, by extension, the cultures that produced it. Before discoveries like this, there was a tendency to underestimate the artistic ability and symbolic complexity of Paleolithic societies. However, the Venus and similar figures have challenged these perceptions, demonstrating that prehistoric art possesses both aesthetic depth and symbolic meaning, comparable to those of later historical periods. This change in perspective has had significant repercussions in the fields of archaeology and anthropology, encouraging a more nuanced and respectful approach to the study of prehistoric societies. The Venus of Willendorf, in particular, has become an icon of prehistoric art, symbolizing the richness and diversity of human expression throughout history. Its study has propelled the development of more sophisticated methodologies for analyzing ancient art, considering not only the technical and stylistic aspects of the works but also their cultural, social, and spiritual context. Moreover, the impact of the Venus transcends the academic realm, influencing public perceptions of prehistoric art. Its image is recognized worldwide, appearing in textbooks, exhibitions, and media, where it is often used to represent the creativity and complexity of the earliest human societies. This widespread dissemination has contributed to a greater appreciation of humanity's artistic and cultural heritage, fostering interest in and respect for the civilizations that preceded us. The role of the Venus in the evolution of archaeological and anthropological studies underscores the importance of cultural artifacts as windows into the lives and thoughts of people in the past. Through it, and similar objects, a bridge has been built between the present and the distant past, allowing a dialogue between generations through time and space. The fascination that the Venus of Willendorf arouses among specialists and the public reflects a shared quest for understanding and connection with our ancestors, a curiosity about the roots of our collective identity as human beings. Chapter 8. Conservation and Exhibition. The conservation of the Venus of Willendorf has posed unique challenges to specialists, given its antiquity and the delicacy of the oolitic limestone from which it is made. Over the years, conservation techniques have evolved, seeking not only to preserve the physical integrity of the statuette but also its cultural and historical significance. The process has involved meticulous analysis of the stone's composition, as well as the study of optimal environmental conditions for its storage and display, such as temperature, humidity, and light exposure. These measures ensure that the Venus of Willendorf can be appreciated by future generations, maintaining its status as a vital connection to our prehistoric past. The exhibition of the Venus has been subject to equal care and deliberation. Located in the Natural History Museum of Vienna, the statuette is presented in a way that allows the public to appreciate both its extraordinary craftsmanship and its cultural significance. The way it is displayed, protected within a showcase specifically designed for its conservation, reflects a balance between accessibility to the public and the need to preserve it from damage. Through its exhibition, the Venus not only becomes an object of aesthetic admiration but also a catalyst for reflection on human history and the evolution of art and society. Furthermore, the way the Venus of Willendorf has been integrated into the museum's narratives underscores its relevance in the broader context of prehistoric art and culture. By placing it alongside other archaeological finds from similar periods, the museum facilitates a richer understanding of the era in which it was created. This allows visitors to appreciate not only the statuette itself, but also the environment in which our ancestors lived and created these forms of expression. The responsibility for conserving and exhibiting pieces like the Venus of Willendorf falls not only on conservation specialists and museum curators but also on society at large. Valuing and protecting cultural heritage is fundamental to ensuring that humanity's artistic and historical legacy is preserved. The Venus of Willendorf, as a testament to human creativity and resilience, continues to inspire those who behold it, serving as a reminder of the importance of caring for and celebrating our rich cultural heritage. Ultimately, its conservation and exhibition reflect a commitment to understanding our past and transmitting this knowledge to future generations, ensuring that history and the lessons it contains remain accessible and relevant in the present and future. Chapter 9: The Venus in Popular Culture. The Venus of Willendorf has transcended its prehistoric origin to become a recognizable cultural symbol in contemporary popular culture. Its figure has inspired not only scholars and artists but also trendsetters, designers, and the public, reflecting its enduring impact. From fashion to cinema, through literature and social media, the Venus has been reinterpreted in ways that reflect the concerns and fascinations of modern society. In the world of art, the Venus has served as inspiration for numerous works that seek to explore themes of femininity, fertility, and beauty. Contemporary artists have used its image to question current beauty standards, offering a more inclusive and diverse perspective on the female figure. In literature, it has appeared as a powerful symbol of connection with the past, serving as a starting point for narratives that explore human history and our relationship with our ancestors. In fashion, reinterpretations of the Venus have appeared in collections that seek to celebrate the diversity of the female body, challenging conventional norms about beauty. These modern representations contribute to a broader conversation about body acceptance and self-esteem, demonstrating how a prehistoric icon can influence contemporary discussions. Additionally, the presence of Venus on social media and on various internet platforms underscores its relevance in the digital age. It has become a meme, a symbol, and a reference in debates about art, history, and culture, reaching global audiences that may never have had the opportunity to see the statuette in person. This digital reach has amplified its impact, allowing the Venus of Willendorf to continue inspiring and provoking reflection beyond the walls of museums and the pages of textbooks. The incorporation of the Venus into popular culture demonstrates how ancient objects can acquire new meanings and relevance in different cultural and temporal contexts. Through these varied representations, the Venus not only maintains its status as an icon of prehistoric art but also becomes a bridge between the past and present, inviting reflection on themes that are as ancient as they are current. The way the Venus of Willendorf continues to resonate in popular culture is a testament to its enduring power as a symbol of humanity, creativity, and the diversity of human expressions through time. Chapter 10: New Research and Discoveries. In the field of archaeology and anthropology, the Venus of Willendorf remains a focus of research and study, fostering new interpretations and discoveries that expand our understanding of this enigmatic figure. With advancements in technology, especially in the fields of radiocarbon dating, 3D imaging, and spectroscopy, researchers can analyze the statuette and its context of origin with greater accuracy and detail. These modern tools offer innovative perspectives on how the Venus was created, where the materials came from, and, perhaps most intriguingly, the possible reasons behind its creation and use. One of the most promising areas of research focuses on the broader context of the Venus, exploring not only the figure itself but also the environment in which it was discovered. Analyses of the Willendorf site and similar sites across Europe aim to better understand the daily practices, religious beliefs, and social structures of the communities that produced these statuettes. This holistic approach can reveal how the Venus of Willendorf fit into the lives of Paleolithic people, providing clues about its meaning and function. Moreover, interdisciplinary collaboration between archaeologists, anthropologists, artists, and other specialists is opening new avenues of interpretation. By combining methods and theories from different disciplines, researchers can construct richer and more nuanced narratives about the Venus of Willendorf and its era. These collaborations can unravel not only the technical aspects of creating the Venus but also its emotional and symbolic impact on prehistoric communities. The Venus of Willendorf, therefore, is not just an artifact of the past, it is a catalyst for ongoing research and discovery. As new technologies and theoretical approaches develop, it is likely that our understanding of this figure and its world will continue to evolve. These advances not only enrich our knowledge of prehistoric art and culture but also offer valuable lessons about innovation, adaptability, and human expression. Research surrounding the Venus and its contemporaries is at a dynamic moment, promising revelations that could further redefine our appreciation of the complexity and richness of our ancestors' cultural legacy.